If you're interested in getting multiple Chase credit cards, the very first question you got to ask yourself is, do I need multiple Chase credit cards? The thing here is a lot of folks are interested in having multiple credit cards from Chase, but they have no idea what it takes to actually get those multiple Chase credit cards, and most importantly, the impact of the duality or the trifecta. If you go with three, that trifecta will have upon their credit scores, the financial profile, and so on and so forth. So here's an overview I really want you to think about. So the thing is that there is no official limit on how many Chase credit cards you can have. So when you apply for a card, Chase will take into consideration your credit score, credit history, overall credit worthiness. You know the whole 9 yards, right? Other factors such as your income and existing debts will also be taken into consideration. That's pretty clear. Now, there is something you need to pay attention to, the 524 rule, which is really an unpublished rule that everybody has confirmed, that we have confirmed ourselves also. So basically means what? It means that you could not get approved for more Chase cards if you had opened 5 or more personal credit cards from any card issuer. It can be Chase, it can be Citi, whatever, within the past 24 months. There are some instances where exceptionally Chase will actually will waive that sort of rule. Okay, you also have to think about the limitations on the type of Chase credit cards you can have, the type, because see, the thing is that Chase does not allow cardholders to have both the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Sapphire Reserve card at the same time. So this rule is due to the fact that Chase has a strict eligibility requirements about who can open a new travel credit card. But in case you change your mind afterwards, you can always request to upgrade or downgrade your card. So this is the kind of, I would say, mental gymnastics I want you to think about. Also, you want to also think about sign-up bonus restrictions. So you're not eligible for a new card's initial bonus if you've received a bonus for any Chase card in the past 24 or 48 months, depending on the card. And so you also got to think about what to consider if you are denied for a card because you have too many, right? In case this happens, you can always call the Chase's lending team at 1-888-609-7805 and ask for reconsideration. But in order to get a denial overturned, you typically need to prove that something on your application was incorrect or incomplete. So it's really important. Here is the approach I want you to have. It's also worth noting that too many credit card applications within a short period of time can, as you know, damage your credit standing enough because basically you're having a lot of hard pulls, right? So how many Chase credit cards can you get? Right now, you're listening to me right now. How many can you have? 2, 3, 4? And or do you want to go solo, or do you want to actually co-apply with your spouse? Because it's really important. Again, you probably noticed that whenever you think about having multiple Chase credit cards, it's not as easy. It's not as easy, easy peasy lemon squeezy. No, there is a lot of thoughts that go into it, especially when you think about the 524 rule, which means what? You got to really think beforehand, and you got to plan things ahead. You got to really, maybe think of 6 months ahead or 9 months ahead and see and tell yourself, listen, I'm not going to apply for any other credit card because I want to have enough room. I want to leave room in my wallet for for 2 or 3 Chase credit cards that I'm actually targeting. So you can see that there are a lot of factors that get actually involved here, but the most important one is the 524 rule. Obviously, you have some limitations in terms of the Chase travel credit cards you can have, but you got to also ask yourself, in addition to the number, you got to also ask yourself, what type of credit cards are you looking for? Travel credit cards, everyday cashback credit cards, everyday rewards credit card. Do you want a balance transfer credit card? What kind of cards do you need? So when we talk about today's topic, which is actually getting Chase multiple credit cards, it's important to understand that when you actually apply for Chase multiple let's say multiple credit cards from Chase, you got to really have a clear idea about the type that you want. Also, your financial situation. Your financial situation is really important. And you got to have that's the third element here. You got to have a clear idea about what really will qualify you. What kind of strategy do you have? See, the thing is that you can't just have a Chase credit card and not have a strategy about repayment. So how early are you going to repay the like if you charge anything on the card, are you going to repay what that charge every month in full? or 20% or 30%, whatever. So you got to have a strategy. What I want to say here is that I want to give you a few pro tips here. So here are the things you need to really pay attention to. Besides the 524 rule, there is something else I want you to really think about. What you have to think about here is that you got to know that there are a few chase cards they have rules specific to the airline or hotel brand. So the thing is, when you think about the Southwest personal cards, when you want to think about the Marriott cards, you have the World of Hyatt credit card, the IHD Rewards Club Premier card. So you those cards have a different they have different limitations or different specs. Okay, Chase doesn't have a hard limit on the number of cards you can have at once. Instead, there is a maximum amount of total credit they'll extend you. And the thing is that you need to understand. So the let's say when you think about the Chase Marriott cards, they have tight restrictions if you've earned bonuses on those cards or the former Amex Starwood cards. The World of Hyatt card is not available to you if you have the old version of the card, but you can upgrade. The IHD Premier card is considered a different card product, so you can get it if you have the old version of the card, or if you have, let's say, the IHD Traveler card. But the thing is, you can't have more than one personal Southwest card at once. And so overall, the best strategy, if you're new to miles and points, is to actually apply for the Chase cards you want first. So you really want to go after the one that you really want. And let's say the Chase Sapphire Preferred is one of our favorite cars for beginners. And if you have been, let's say you've been doing this hobby for a while, spacing out your card applications and choosing wisely, depending on your travel goals, is key to becoming eligible for more Chase credit cards. The thing here is that you got to ask yourself, see, going back to what I said, what type of Chase credit cards are you after? Most people, whether they're going solo or they're thinking about their family, when it comes to when it comes to having Chase multiple credit cards, they think about the travel part of things. They think about there are no I would say no major restrictions when it comes to transfer balance credit cards, when it comes to cashback credit cards, there are restrictions when it comes to the hotel, the accommodation, the traveling, all that kind of stuff. Let's talk now about the trifecta, the Chase trifecta. See, the thing is, you probably have heard about it. Whenever you think about having multiple Chase credit cards, you probably have heard about the term trifecta. So a Chase trifecta is a combination of any 3 Chase rewards cards that includes at least one travel card. So using multiple cards means you can choose the cards that will earn the most points for a purchase. Then later, you can move your points onto the travel card to redeem them. And this works because Chase lets you transfer rewards from one card to another, including from cashback cards to travel cards. So this is actually $1 in cashback is worth 100 ultimate rewards points. So when you have a Chase travel card, you can redeem Chase ultimate rewards points for a higher value in the card's issuer's travel portal, or you can even just transfer them to travel partners. So when we talk about today's conversation, the topic, so how do you actually can you have multiple Chase credit cards, and how do you do it? Well, you need to understand when we talk about the Chase trifecta, there are some credit cards that qualify. You can create a Chase trifecta using any Chase credit cards that earn ultimate rewards point. That's the keyword. The card must earn ultimate rewards point. So that doesn't include co-branded Chase cards that are issued by Chase and one of its partners, because those cards earn rewards in in the partner's loyalty program. For example, Chase's credit cards with United Airlines earn miles with the airline, so they wouldn't work in the Chase trifecta. So there are plenty of the Chase cards you can choose from to build your trifecta. So for example, you can actually you go the Chase Sapphire. So you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, and then you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So those are great cards to really think about. And this cards actually will qualify you, not a problem, even if you have fair credit. So you can potentially qualify, not a problem at all. And so you can also have the Chase Business cards, which are really eligible to. You have the Inc. Business Preferred credit card and the Inc. Business Cash credit card, and then you have other credit cards. You have. So the thing is that whatever cards you have, think thoroughly. There are benefits of having multiple Chase credit cards. You can earn more points on your purchases. On travel redemptions through Chase Ultimate Rewards, you can redeem points with a card that will get you the most value, and you can get more sign-up bonuses. So the best way to illustrate this is one of the most popular Chase trifectas: the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Chase Freedom Flex, and the Chase Freedom Unlimited. So that's really something to explore if you are interested in that. Now, keep in mind there are drawbacks of using multiple credit cards. You'll have more available credit, which can lead to overspending. And if you don't pay your Chase credit cards bill in full every month, then the Chase trifecta isn't for you. More credit cards mean more payments to keep track of. That makes missed payments more likely, although setting up autopay is one solution, and you could have trouble meeting the spending minimums for multiple sign-up bonuses. To be fair, you can avoid this problem. If you wait until after reaching one card's spending minimum to open a new credit card, you are good to go. So you also need to keep track of which card to use for each purchase to get the most points. Some people can do this by memory. Yeah, including myself. If not, there are apps that can help, or go with the old-fashioned method of sticking a note on each card that lists the bonus categories. Even with this workarounds, it's still more complicated than having a one-card wallet. So just think about that. Let me give you some considerations here. So if you want to build your Chase trifecta, obviously you heard what I said about your all the. It's kind of convoluted. It's not straightforward. It requires some mental discipline, some financial discipline, some logistical discipline. And if you want to do it by yourself, or if you're doing it in a family, then you have like as part of let's say you have a spouse and you want to really track things, so you need to have some kind of discipline. But the thing is, if you want to be approved for multiple Chase credit cards, think about working on your credit first. If you have good or excellent credit, this is kind of cool because most of these Chase credit cards are intended for consumers with good credit or better, which starts at FICO of 670. Even though if you were to go with a single Chase credit card, then you can actually be approved if you're around 600. So this is important. Now, the loan exception here is the Chase Freedom student credit card, because this one is intended for college students. So you're better off with a credit score of 700 or higher before going for multiple Chase credit cards, since card issuers tend to get more selective about who they will approve for additional cards. And if you just make sure that you also have not opened more than 5 credit cards in the last 24 months, okay, the Chase 524 rule. And also be very careful about how you plan your strategy in terms of maxing out your Chase Ultimate Rewards points. So considering the rule and versatility of Chase Ultimate Rewards points, it's always smart. That's what we tell our clients and our viewers for that matter. It's always smart to earn as many possible on your purchases. So the Chase trifecta is the perfect way to do that. If you can manage what I just told you about, if you can manage having multiple Chase credit cards, then you can earn a lot more points to put toward your travel. Okay, so this is important to really think about. Now, one thing I also want to mention here is that, and I haven't said it before, it also helps if you have built a relationship with Chase on the checking and saving side. So that's what we call MPR, multiple product relationship. So basically, it really helps to actually increase your chances if at least you have a Chase checking account and a Chase savings account, at least two products from Chase. Chase is not going to tell you to, it's not going to force you to have a relationship with them. They will approve you if you have the proper financial profile, but it really helps big time. It helps big time if you have a stellar relationship with Chase, so that you can actually parlay that relationship into multiple credit cards. And it also helps if you have direct deposit, at least partially or fully, coming into that Chase checking accounts or savings account. This will help you a lot. This will boost your chances. Of course, you got to have the proper FICO score though, but this will boost your chances big time to be approved in the long run. Let me talk about some planning here. So I really want to insist on the planning side of things because you don't actually just get up one morning, just brush your teeth and say, I'm going to apply for Chase, like multiple Chase credit cards. The thing is, you got to really ask yourself a few questions. Is this smart right now in my life to have two credit cards from the same bank? In other words, should I just maybe split instead of having multiple Chase credit cards? Should I just split and have like one with one or two from Chase and have a two from Citi, one from Wells Fargo, whatever. So, what are the benefits of having two credit cards from the same bank? What are some reasons not to have two credit cards from the same bank? And how do I manage? How does my family or how do I manage two credit cards? So, it's important to really think about those things because this will help you actually go with that decision in the first place. So, is it smart to have two credit cards from the same bank? This can be from Chase or any other bank. Now, if there is a second card from the same bank, in this case Chase, that complements the rewards or perks you are missing in your first card, then it may be wise to go ahead and stick with the same company. You may be able to pair the two cards together to boost the potential rewards you can earn. Furthermore, you may have started a relationship with the bank at a time when you didn't qualify for some of the premium rewards. So after you have consistently made payments on your first card over several years, you may find that now you could qualify for a card with a lower APR, higher credit limits, and more perks. Additionally, you'll find that credit card features and benefits change over time, as well as your lifestyle and preferences. If you have a family, if you are married, things change. So you may find a second card makes sense for a recent life change or to take advantage of a new card feature that was not offered before. So there are many benefits of having multiple Chase credit cards, not Chase, or just multiple credit cards from the same family, same company, not family, same company. And so obviously you can maximize your rewards program. You can actually so you can use two cards with complementary features. You can improve your credit utilization ratio. You can simplify your finances. You can build a long-term relationship with the bank, and in this case Chase, which is really helpful. So being loyal to one bank and cultivating a long-term relationship with them can be beneficial in the long term. Many people begin their relationship by opening a checking account as a teenager and learning to use the debit card wisely. So it's a natural next step to open a credit card 1, 2, 3, or 4 with that same bank. So once over time, what will happen here is that trust will be developed. So your bank, either Chase or another bank, sees that you pay your credit card bills on time and they begin to trust you. This means they know they will give you a higher credit limits over time and perhaps more favorable terms on a personal loan because they know your history of creditworthiness. So vice versa, you also begin to trust your bank to help you meet your financial goals over time. Your bank may be able to identify opportunities that help you advance your financial status. Let me give you a bonus here. So the thing is that what are some reasons to get credit cards from different banks? Because I just explained to you why it might be important to have credit cards from the same bank, but there could also be I would say some truths or some logic, some rationale to get different credit cards from different banks. And so you have there's no balance transfer. So a balance transfer allows you to move the outstanding credit card balance from one credit card to another credit card with a lower interest rate. Let's say if your current credit card has a high interest rate and you're trying to pay down, let's say you're trying to pay down your credit card balance, transferring to a lower interest card can help you reduce your monthly charges. And so that being said, you generally will not be able to transfer balances between two cards from the same bank. I mean, that would be like a cannibalization. They're not going to allow that. And the mistakes may actually stand out. If you have repeatedly missed payments, there is a possibility that the bank, in this case Chase, could increase your annual percentage rate. In addition, it may be harder to get approved for a future credit card loan with that bank. And you may actually miss out on diversified features and benefits. So if you stick with one card issuer, you may miss out on the different features, benefits, and partner relationships that other card issuers offer their card members. Make sure you don't have two cards with a lot of overlapping benefits. To maximize the perks, you want two cards that cover a diverse area of features. Often this means having cards from two different financial institutions. I think it's just overall, what our team believes is that it's always great to diversify. It's always great to put all your eggs in different baskets. As the proverb goes, it's important to diversify, not to put your eggs in the same proverbial baskets. And the thing is, if you have 2 cars to manage, it just means you have more responsibilities. When you have 3 cars to manage, it just means extra responsibilities. The bottom line here is that the responsibilities mean 2 things: financial discipline and like planning. So financial discipline means what? You have to pay, you have to set automatic payments to actually pay on time. And when we talk about the planning, means that you have to know how much you are going to charge on the card and what kind of rewards, what kind of perks you are seeking from each card. Just in any way, shape, or form, make sure that your CUR, your credit utilization ratio, always is below 30%. Same thing for your DTI. Okay, if you can manage those 2, it wouldn't matter whether you have multiple Chase credit cards or multiple Citi credit cards or multiple whatever. At least you have a strategy to prevent any situation from harming your FICO score. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I want to do a quick recap here. I was talking to you about how to actually apply for multiple Chase credit cards and whether you should in the first place. So I gave you the overview, the approach, the pro tips, the trifecta, the consideration to really think about, the planning phase, and also I give you a bonus. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.